God cares for everyone. When people disobeyed him, he sent messengers called prophets to warn them to turn back to God. One of God's prophets was a man named Jonah. God wanted Jonah to give a message to a group of people called the Ninevites. The Ninevites were, they were mean, so Jonah did not want to go. So instead of doing what God said, he hopped on a ship and went the opposite direction. God sent a storm to catch up to Jonah's ship. The sailors didn't know what to do, but Jonah did. He knew God had sent the storm because of him. So he told the sailors to throw him overboard so they would be safe. They threw him in the water, and God sent a huge fish to swallow Jonah. But he didn't die. He lived inside the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. Then the fish spit Jonah out onto dry land. Again, God told Jonah to go to Nineveh. This time, Jonah obeyed. When Jonah told the people of Nineveh to ask God for forgiveness, the people of Nineveh listened. They told God they were sorry for all the wrong things they had done. The king even gave an order for the people to stop being mean. God saw that their hearts had changed, and he didn't destroy them. Many years later, God sent his son, Jesus, to bring good news to the whole world. Jesus knew he would die and come back to life 3 days later, so he reminded the people of Jonah's story. Remember how long Jonah was inside the big fish? 3 days. Jonah's story was kind of like a clue of what was going to happen to Jesus. Here's another clue. Just like God sent Jonah with a message for Nineveh, God sent Jesus with a message for the whole world. Jesus' good news is that through him, people can turn from their sin and be saved. One part that is not a clue is how Jonah got scared and tried to run away. Jesus did not run away. He chose to give his life to save people from the sins of the world. And 3 days later, when he rose again, he proved that God's good news is for every single person. Jonah's story reminds us to care for our enemies, but it also shows us that God cares for everyone. He proved it through Jesus' sacrifice on the cross and his resurrection 3 days later. We can know that God has good news for the whole world.